Coming up on Cardinals Insider,
It's in your blood. You're a Cardinal for life.
taking a walk through history. Plus,
It's just something special to be a part of.
his sinker is sinking hitters' hopes. And later,
What we're trying to do is empower players to go out and have a bigger impact in their communities.
swinging to make a difference. We take you to the Big League Impact's newest fundraiser. Hello, and welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm your host, Ozzie Smith. The players all enter the home clubhouse through one hallway here at Busch Stadium. This winter, that hall got a facelift. The walls now display great individual and team accomplishments from the club's history. Here's more on these walls that talk.
It's the players and staff's entrance. It's a nice long corridor that was really just blank. You know, we do have a rich, storied franchise and history and a lot of individual and collective awards. And, you know, it's important that we appreciate, celebrate them, and, you know, be mindful of them on a daily basis. You know, it's really neat because now we can walk in through there and see all the different Silver Sluggers, Gold Glove winners, Cy Young winners, Hall of Famers, you know, World Championship teams, there's pictures, you know, all the different things that's captured. And then you walk by and it says all the 314 All-Stars, and, you know, prior to a couple of weeks ago it was 313, and now you walk up and it's been updated and there's Paul DeYoung's name. So it gives the players that sense of interaction with their past and something to strive for our future. You walk in and you see, you know, Yachty's 4 platinum Gold Gloves with all the other Gold Gloves up there, and, you know, I think that's really neat. It must be nice for him to walk in and see that and feel appreciated, rightfully so. And, you know, recently you look and you see a silhouette of Bob Gibson, you see Bob Gibson's name and you think about him and what he's going through and you pray for him, and, you know, different things, a list of different responses, but there's always a strong response. The first and general consistent feeling I get is the gratefulness of being a part of the organization and the responsibility to continue to be a good steward of moving the history forward in a positive manner and wanting to contribute to it. It's in your blood. You're a Cardinal for life, and, you know, being able to pass that down and be caretakers to what that looks like, and, you know, the people you're walking down the corridor with have been or are great caretakers of this organization. And then also hopefully it motivates you, know, not that it's, again, they need it, but, you know, it could be a long season, you walk through and you go, yeah, you know, we're chasing something, you know, we want to add to this and want to be a part of this, and want to be something, you know, that's more legacy based. It's maybe individual or definitely collective for the team that's bigger than me.
Dakota Hudson won 5 of 6 decisions from June 1st through mid-July. His second season in the big leagues has seen moments of brilliance. Our Brett McMillan has more in this week's Player Profile.
Dakota Hudson's first big league win was pretty special.
Now the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out.
Just being able to shut a situation down and then also turn around and have somebody hit a home run right that same next half. So the stadium was so loud. So that's my best experience so far.
Let's see if the Cardinals can win it in the bottom of the 10th. There's a high fly ball, deep left center field, to the wall, and it is a gunner, a Redbird winner.
If you want to hand me the ball, I mean, give me the ball, it's whatever. I try to get a hold of them for that, but it's always good to have a memento just of, you know, that experience, because you don't get to go through that every day.
Last season, Hudson appeared in 26 games as a reliever. This season, he's been starting. But no matter where he's pitched throughout his young career, he's been receiving advice from a soon-to-be Cardinals Hall of Famer.
He's part of the Cardinal Corps coming up through the minor leagues. I've always had his number, and he's reached out to me a couple times during the season last year and just like making adjustments from starting to relieving. So he gave me a few good pointers here and there.
Since moving to the rotation this year, Hudson has quietly assembled a case for being one of the Cards' best starters. Between May 18th and July 23rd, the team went 11-1 in the games Hudson started. He was 8-1 in decisions during that same stretch. It's his effort to help win games and feed a tradition which has made an impression on him so far.
That's just a long line of tradition. I mean, you see it every year. Like, so many guys that have played for the Cardinals come back and they do the caravan, the events, and they're just around the field all the time. I mean, I feel like it's a very good environment for guys to just come back and enjoy, and then you get to kind of be with everybody and see the differences and talk about those experiences, and it's just something special to be a part of.
For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider,
Well, we love helping people catch the vision of helping others.
making a difference while having some fun. Also coming up,
I started playing baseball when I was 7 years old.
we head to the farm to hear from pitching prospect Junior Fernandez. Adam Wainwright's Big League Impact has raised millions for those in need both locally and across the globe. Part of their vision is creating charity events which raise funds by engaging sports fans in new and exciting ways. This year, that included an event at Top Golf in St. Louis.
Big League Impact makes a difference in our local communities and around the globe. And this summer, Adam Wainwright was joined by his teammates at Top Golf, raising money for charities that hit close to home. Every swing made a difference, impacting local families here in St. Louis.
What we're trying to do is empower players to go out and have a bigger impact in their communities and abroad or wherever they feel led to give. We've been given these great platforms, and so at Big League Impact, what we want to see is those platforms realized and actually put to work.
Tonight they've heard from Adam, they've heard from Miles, they're going to hear from Jack, they're going to hear from Waka, they're going to hear from the charities themselves. They're out there golfing with them right now. I mean, it's one-on-one time for an hour and a half with your favorite Cardinals. Paul Goldschmidt's been running around taking photos with, I think, everybody. Adam, I think, has shook every hand in this place. And a lot of the younger guys, like the Harrison Baders and, and Tommy Edman, like, they're seeing it for the first time, like maybe what they could do with their platform.
Each bay is for a different charity, so players and fans participating know who they are supporting and the difference they are making with every swing.
Well, we love helping people catch the vision of helping others and pointing out things that maybe go unknown or unnoticed. In a big city like this, you wouldn't think that trafficking was going on. You wouldn't think that maybe there was people that were really, really hungry, almost starving. So, like Waka's was for Texarkana and for Dominican Republic, and Miles's was for the women's shelter here in St. Louis, and my bay was for a medical clinic in Haiti.
Swing for Impact is donating to Operation Food Search, Crisis Aid, and more. They are even feeding 200 local families in St. Louis.
Not just 200 people, 200 families. Feeding them for an entire year is a big commitment for a lot of people who need it, and that's going to make a lasting impact, hopefully.
Over the past decade, Big League Impact has been making a lasting impact, bringing athletes and fans together to celebrate the spirit of giving. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Emily Stevens.
Straight ahead,
Probably cry. Probably call everybody in my family. So.
imagining the call. Plus,
If you can combine your passion and your work, great.
a group of students learn from some of the best in all of sports. Through his first 9 appearances at AAA, Cards prospect Junior Fernandez owned a sub-1 ERA. His success after being promoted to Memphis makes him the subject of this week's Bear Farm Report.
I started playing baseball when I was 7 years old. I've been in love with the sport, and I always told my mom that I didn't want to go to school because I only wanted to play baseball. That I was going to be a Major League Baseball player, and I'm here chasing the dream. I used to play shortstop, outfield, but I always pitch every time. When I was a little kid, little league, if I started shortstop, anything happened with the pitcher, I always wanted the ball. So I was 17 years old, when I just decided to pitch. We're sitting in the bullpen just asking them like their approach to their hitters. I asked some of them how they grip their sliders, because I throw sliders. I asked some of them how they grip their changeups, and I'm always asking them because I want to learn, I want to get better every day. I need to keep working on my command. I need to get ahead on the guys. I need to tag the hitters. I need to get outs. I need to put zeros on the board. I'm just here to try to work hard every day and get better every day. So I get ready. So when I get ready for the call, I'm ready to pitch in the big leagues. Probably cry. Probably call everybody in my family. So my mom, yeah, my parents.
A small group of students recently got a once-in-a-lifetime chance to learn about how baseball front offices work. They came to St. Louis for a week of career-building activities called the First Pitch Program. Here's more on the program.
The First Pitch Program is something we decided to develop. I think people think that there's only one thing you can do with a baseball team, and so we want to kind of give that extra boost.
They'll be interacting with several directors, managers, president, Bill DeWitt, John Mozeliak. So they will come into interaction with a lot of different people. They're learning about all the jobs and possibilities in baseball.
If you can combine your passion and your work, great. I mean, that's a home run.
Definitely want to work in sports because it's something I've just done all my life. It's pretty much all I know. When I first went to college, I thought I was going to be a pharmacist, and I was wrong. That's really the moral of that story. But overall, this program specifically drew me simply because of the diversity aspects of it.
We've gotten tips on resume building and interview experience, just things that you know you need to know, but we're actually learning it, and learning it in an organization that is so highly sought after.
I think it's really nice that they take those steps to implement you in the future, and just how can we develop you and progress you, so that if you are interested in a job with the St. Louis Cardinals or any job in sports, we want to be able to prepare you for that.
So this is for college seniors and recent graduates to basically take their first pitch at the sports industry, preferably the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's time for this week's trivia question. Fernando Vina dazzled at second base for 4 seasons in St. Louis. How many Gold Gloves did he win in that time? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4? The answer when we return. We're back with the answer to this week's trivia question. We asked how many Gold Gloves Fernando Vina won in St. Louis. The answer is 2. He won the award in 2001 and 2002. It's the only 2 times he earned the honor in his career. Recently, Vina was back in St. Louis for a Bud Bash, and we caught up with him to talk about his career.
Please welcome back to Busch Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, Fernando Vina.
When I got traded over here in 1999 from the Milwaukee Brewers to St. Louis, Tony La Russa, Walt Jocketty brought me over here. That's when, we started to win. We won the division in 2000, and just a special time for me. And you always hear about the fans in St. Louis, but it's the truth. You almost think it's a cliche now because everyone talks about the fans and how good they are, but they're very respectful. I never forget playing with the Brewers and coming in to play the Cardinals. They would clap when you made a great play, the defensive team. So they're very knowledgeable, they're very supportive, whether you're on the field or, at a shopping mall.
Pulls this one, deep right field. Is it enough?
I always loved playing defense, but I think I didn't learn how to be a great infielder. I don't like to talk about myself in those terms, but a Gold Glove infielder until I got here. I think George Kissel sat me down, Jose Kendall sat me down, and we talked about different things I needed to do to take that next step. I was good, but to be great as a Gold Glover, you always had to be ready. You look at the history here, and all you want to do is take the baton and continue to run with that baton, because you have Stan the Man, you have Bob Gibson, you have Jose Akendo, Ozzie Smith, who was just he was so special to me in my life. I remember coming in playing with the Mets. When I would come play the Cardinals, he was always approachable, always would help me, always would give me tips.
Right. Vina, what a play. Gets up and
I think my favorite moment was in 2000 when we won the division. I came over from the Brewers. We hadn't won much there. Tony brought me over, and Walt Jocketty. And I remember as a team to be able to be excited and have fun and catch that last ball to win the division was special for us. And I'll never forget enjoying it after we did win it as a team, to be together. You know, you pop champagne, you eat together, and just the camaraderie and the closeness that you felt with your teammates was something special I'll never forget.
Coming up next,
it's a different art form.
A high-flying act bringing worlds together. Circus Harmony is a group of St. Louis acrobats who wow crowds with their act. They've also formed a special bond with a group of performers from Puerto Rico. Recently, both groups came to Bush for a reunion you'll want to see.
We are St. Louis's only social circus school. That means we use the teaching and performing of circus arts to motivate social change. And one of the ways we do that is through our Peace Through Pyramids partnerships. We started a Peace Through Pyramids partnership with the National Circus School of Puerto Rico. Yadier's Foundation 4 gave them a donation to start the seed money for them to come here this summer. So last summer we took the joy and inspiration that is circus and toured the island to the hardest hit places that the hurricane had devastated.
My whole world changed. I was invited to audition with the Circus Harmony, and yeah, now I'm here. At first, I was looking for a hobby, something to do that was just fun. And after Hurricane Maria, I thought of things in a different way and reevaluated what I wanted to do with my life. And I talked with my parents, and they were right there with me.
So we are Circus Harmony and the National Circus School of Puerto Rico are both small grassroots nonprofits. We're going to do a show, and we're going to introduce you to two of the performers from these two different circus schools who are now one.
Let's give the kids a warm welcome as they head out to the mound for an honorary pitch. All right. Andrew Kisner behind the plate. Redbird calling balls and strikes. It's coming from the very top. Here we go. Look at that. Right in there.
I performed in a lot of different places and experienced a lot of different people in circus and different types of circus and different cultures. And without that, my kind of mindset would be a lot different about how the world and kind of the circus world is. It's just a way to express yourself and kind of show what you can do, and it's a different art form.
We're really grateful recipients of grants from Cardinals Care for a number of our programs throughout the metropolitan area, including our Peace to Pyramids program and our Showcase and Teacher Training program. But you can see Circus Harmony all the time in our home ring at City Museum, and you can go to Dorado, Yadier's hometown, and see the National Circus School of Puerto Rico.
Baseball fan Larry Falvina has ALS. He's taken this terrible news and is using it for good. His family is spending the summer on a 30-city road trip, taking in a ball game at every major league ballpark. At each stop, Larry invites a local ALS patient to join he and his family at the game. It's designed to be the summer of a lifetime and to build awareness, which helps lead to a cure.
You know, it started out at the beginning of the year, and I really thought about how did I want to spend 2019, right? When I look back on this year, how did I spend my time if my time is truly limited by this disease? So I wanted to make memories with my family and friends, and I wanted to do something that was going to have an impact against this disease. And this is the 5-year anniversary of the Ice Bucket Challenge. So they had the Challenge Me campaign going. So I challenged myself to visit all 30 major league ballparks. And here we are. So we're about halfway through. I mean, going to all the ballparks has been amazing. Being with my family through all of this has been amazing. But I think probably the most important part for me is just the people that I've met. People who are facing the challenge of ALS are doing it with such courage and with such hope. I love telling their stories, and I love seeing their positive attitudes, and I hope that encourages other people as well. There's definitely a fundraising aspect. You know, one of the big things about the Ice Bucket Challenge was that it raised all that money, and in the 5 years since, the research that's been done has really just taken the ALS research to a new level. and I think gotten us really close to a cure. And so, yeah, you can visit challengelarry.org, and please donate there, because it's that kind of funding that helps us find a cure, and that's ultimately what I'm hoping all of this leads to.
Raising money helps research. And right now I am on a drug, a treatment drug. That's the first treatment drug in the last 22 years for ALS. And hopefully it gives me more years than I would have had otherwise.
You know, it's amazing, right? I mean, again, one of my goals was to make memories with my boys. I mean, this is something that we'll remember forever, and it's something that I wanted to give to them. They may not realize it for a few years, but when they look back on this, they're going to realize how awesome it really was.
When we return,
have you ever had some of the salsa before?
Cardinal players doing their best to spread some joy. Stay with us. This episode is coming to a close, but we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. Plus, our YouTube page houses all of our content, including individual stories and past episodes. Baseball's impact isn't just between the lines. Ball players have a platform to positively impact their community. That power is on full display when the players visit children at hospitals across St. Louis. We leave you with the sights and sounds of their most recent visit, and we'll see you next week.
Have you ever had some of the salsa before? Yeah. You hit some homers after it? What are you doing?